Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Troy. We're going on a field trip today. This is a 72 bump side F100 that I've been working on with a buddy. I'm going over to help him put a transmission back in his side-by-side. Let's get this beast fired up. I've got to play musical machines to get this out. So I'm going to rearrange some machines, but let's do a cold start on this. It's not super cold, 61 degrees, t-shirt weather. I'm fresh back from the off-road games, which are awesome. 3 pumps of the pedal, this thing should fire right up. Oh, except the battery's dead, so that changes that. Dang it. Well, I guess we'll take my truck. Well, if that's the worst thing that happens today, I'm all set. I get to drive the Rebel. So that's still kind of cool. This is still completely covered in sand from Sand Hollow. They call it Sand Hollow for a reason, and it's right outside of Hurricane, Utah. They call it that because the wind never stops blowing. We are rolling up here on my buddy Gene. I call him Mean Gene because he's always pissed off.
I'm super pissed right now.
Always pissed. Somehow I knew this was happening.
Always. I was born pissed off.
It was working out then. Nickname Stick for a reason. What are you doing, bro?
I don't know.
Who does? Does anybody know? All right, fair enough.
No, just for Troy's channel, I'm gonna throw him a bone. This is a 2018 Polaris XP4 Turbo, and I have just finished pulling the transmission out and doing a gear reduction. So we replaced these 2 gears in the transmission, and I roughly about 30% of a reduction in the high gear and reverse, and about 50% reduction in the low range gear. Now we're putting it all back together.
And you did this so that you can rock crawl because you're not into racing. I mean, you don't need to go fast with what you do.
Right. Oh, it'll still go fast.
Right, just not as
It
like the
won't
top
go
speed's
fast.
not.
Yeah, it's
all
gonna
the way
lose
up there.
some top speed, but I don't care. I want to go
That's
slow.
not what you do. Yeah.
I want to go slow.
Yeah, Gene's into the rock crawling stuff. He's been a Jeeper years and years ago. He is into dirt bikes, and he's also a YouTuber. That's what he didn't tell you.
Yeah.
His channel is Flingin' Dirt.
Flingin' Dirt.
He's based here in Utah as well. Obviously, he lives nearby. So, anyway, I'm gonna hurry and help him get this slammed out. And well, I don't even know what I'm doing here, honestly. But he's gonna tell me what to do, and I'm gonna hold wrenches and stuff. So there's that. So Gene couldn't have done this without me.
No.
I touched 4 bolts.
Yes.
That's it.
But I couldn't touch those bolts.
That's true. His arms wouldn't reach from here over to here. That's weird. But the point we're at now is we're getting the clutches back on here, and we're doing it not the perfect way. We're doing it the way we're doing it. This is how I do all my channel stuff.
It's gonna ruin your channel with
What
all
are
that
you
noise.
doing?
I'm spreading. These are called clutch.
Driving that out?
These are called clutch sheaves. There's an inner and an outer, and I spread those sheaves so the belt.
The belt will slip all the way down.
It'll slides in there, and then goes over.
Okay, I'm just wondering why you're only using one.
Well, it only needs one.
Right. Is there a forward and a backward to this thing? Is that what you're looking at?
With belts, the way you put it on, you have to always put it back on the same way because it breaks in to the shape of the sheaves.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it has to go the same way.
Otherwise, you're just going to eat through them and be done.
It'll be bad.
Go from going places to not going places.
Yeah,
Got it.
It'd be a bad deal.
All right. Let's see what's happening.
And Bob's your uncle.
And boom.
Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle. Did you know you had an Uncle Bob?
I did not know. Is he rich? Because I could use his money.
He's broke.
Oh, he's broke as a joke? That's perfect.
He's your uncle.
He's so fired then. All right, cool.
And there it is.
Well, it's doing a thing.
Belt is seated.
It's doing something.
So we're going to fire it up and see what it feels like.
See if things spin the way they should spin. All right, here we go. It's spinning. Nothing's broken yet.
Everything's looking pretty good. So
Good work, Gene.
That's never done
You
it.
can't be mad about that. Are you mad about that?
I'm pretty upset.
He's
that
upset.
It took me.
He's still mad. What's
so
up? I'm gonna make you YouTube famous.
Oh, about time.
Somebody needs to. So, we got the clutch all put back together, got the cover on it, and then Mean Gene goes, uh-oh, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know at this point.
Yeah, we do. It's the shock bolt.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, it's the shock bolt, so disaster averted. Everything's gonna be fine. But he was scared at first. Yep, getting ready to put the shock back on. We'll be good to go.
Done with this project. Now lift her up. Come on. Come on, weakling.
It's
More.
up. It's
More.
behind it.
More.
Smarty pants. Sheesh. Lifting it higher would not have helped in this situation.
More. Give me all of it.
Take it easy. This is a family show. So this side's basically done. Could put the tire on. He's waiting on some parts. His little shift modulator jack-a-doohickey. Is that what it's called?
That's
How
pretty
much
close.
did you have to pay for that?
$35.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
That's actually reasonable. I was
Yeah.
expecting it worse.
Me too, because like that bolt was $4.
Yeah, like all these things, they're like $4 a piece.
and that's $35.
And
Oh,
it's the wrong bolt.
And actually, it was $28.
28. So this is the little shift mechanism. It has a little bearing that sits on there.
And it fell off.
And it falls off, and you don't want it to fall off inside there. So
You do not.
that little bearing is what holds it in gear. So you shift gears, and it rolls up and locks into the reverse, locks into neutral, locks into whatever. So
We can do this.
he has that on order, and he's waiting for the parts. And then he can put this side together. So, new part on order. So that pretty much finishes my job here. My job here is done. I touched 4 bolts and then helped him find one nut that he dropped and couldn't find. So my time here was well spent. So one thing I didn't tell you about Gene is he rolled this at one point and did some welding on his plastic to put everything back together. You'd never know if you couldn't see the little S-curve metal things that are in there.
Yeah, most of them are underneath, so you can't even see
Yeah.
the little brackets.
That's awesome. But I'll put a link to the video where he rolls this.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah, anyway, go over, like his channel,
Yes.
subscribe, do all the things.
Every single one of you are now beholden to go to my channel and subscribe, or I will hunt you down. Don't cut that out.
Whoa, take this easy. See? Mean Gene, it's Mean Gene, I told you.
Don't cut it out. Don't you dare edit.
He knows where I live. I
know
have to
exactly
leave
where
this
you
in. But anyway, he's into the rock crawling stuff. He goes really slow in this, and then he goes crazy fast on both of these. How expensive is that thing?
That one new.
It's got a Fox shock on it, so it's got to be free.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much
they
them
give
away.
those away.
Yeah, the forks are Fox too.
Is that $3,000? $4,500. He's saying higher.
That
I don't even want to know. You're cheap. How'd you afford that?
It showed up. I didn't know what
Crypto.
came
You
from.
made your money in crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. How can I be cheap when I have those sitting here?
Yeah, it's all what you choose to spend your money on.
Yeah.
Literally.
But then
Yeah,
I
pretty
penny
sweet.
pinch on gasoline.
On $4 bolts.
No, that's a ripoff.
You bought like 12 of them or something? And,
4, and all 4 of them. were a waste of
only
money.
4. So $16 in bolts that are too long and the heads aren't right.
Everyday
Don't.
life, it was a lie.
So had to mismatch some bolts in there, and he's still missing 3. It is what it is.
Rocky Mountain screwed up.
They're local. You could go
It
get them by the
happens.
throat.
It happens.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it does.
people screw up.
I've never done that. Anyway, glad I was able to help you out, bro.
Thank you.
You bet.
Later.
All right, back from helping Mean Gene. So I wanted to interrupt myself real quick to say, if you're new here, you are greatly appreciated. I really do appreciate it more than you know. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps my channel immensely. I really do appreciate that. There's also sponsorship links down below, Amazon affiliates. You can click on those links and then do your regular shopping, and then Amazon will pay me a small kickback for sending them the business. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just one step, and you can help my channel a lot. I appreciate that. Let's get back to it. Me and Gene, we go way back. We go college days. I've known him for 30 some odd years. Let's get a charger on Kermit, my scrap metal pile. Red to red, black to black. So let's see what our current voltage is. 12.5. Put this in meltdown mode. 10.7 is what that says. Yep, flux capacitors are fluxing. Go inside, let this thing just bake for a minute, and then we'll come out and try this again. And then we'll rearrange. I want to get this out. We're going to put some miles on it, just do a full shakedown. And then we'll do a bolt check. I did quite a bit of work under the hood, put new exhaust manifold on, dual exhaust all the way out the back, well, out the sides. And I have a funny sound when it's idling. I need to check that. It's like a rattle. I think the exhaust is actually touching something somewhere up under is what it sounds like to me. So got a little bit of work to do on this to get it ready to go. This belongs to a friend of mine down near St. George, so this is going to make a road trip from here all the way down there. We're hoping to drive it the entire way. So I want to make sure that this thing is completely roadworthy and ready for said adventure. All right, charger's been on this thing for about an hour. 14.8 volts on the battery at this point, so it should be plenty. Get this out of the way. Perfect. Also perfect. Key in the ignition. 3 pumps of the pedal. And crank it. She's a beauty. I think I still need to tweak on the choke just a little bit. It's starting to warm up, so maybe I won't need to do anything too crazy with it, but if you listen close, you can actually hear that rattle I was talking about. I think the exhaust is barely tapping something under there. Does it at low idle, low RPM. Well, I'm going to take this thing for a spin, just to kind of do a once over on it. I have a funny sound in the steering column as well. I can actually feel it. It's like something hits, or a bearing down inside here, or something. It doesn't seem catastrophic by any means, but it's definitely there. Yeah, this truck is so good. Oh my gosh. Drive straight if you let your hands off the wheel. It just is a solid truck. Now, after a bunch of work, that is. Turn signals work. Put LED lights in the dash. All those are dialed in and working. There's a pretty sweet car next to me. I have no idea what that is, but it's pretty sweet. Oh, it's a Supra. Toyota Supra. There he goes. Nice. Got to make sure this thing is roadworthy and ready for a serious road trip. I'm also going to be doing a Poppy's patina on this thing, so if you haven't seen one of those, it's a wipe-on clear coat. I've got to wait for good weather, which today is fantastic, but the high temperature is only 61 degrees, so we're getting closer to being able to do that. I've got to get it clean and zero risk of rain because it has to be completely dry. No moisture up underneath any of the emblems or anything like that, or it will ruin the wipe-on clear coat, just like it would ruin a spray-on clear coat as well. So, anyway, I'm going to finish this drive, and then we'll take a peek up underneath this thing, see what's going on. All right, back from our drive. Let's see if we can hear that rattle. Yep, I can definitely hear it. Let's see if we can see what's happening under here. Oh, yep, sure enough. Tap, tap right there. And maybe even on that side. Well, crap. I knew that those were close. But clearing's clearing. But if it's not clearing, then I guess it's not clearing. So I gotta figure that out. Dang it. But beyond that, this truck is solid. It's a runner. I think I need to tune on the carb just a little bit. Maybe the timing's off just a hair. It just doesn't have a giddy up that a 302 should have. So I'm gonna tweak on that a little bit as well. Maybe adjust the choke just a hair. See if I can make it even just a little bit better. I realize that this video is kind of all over the place, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of the kind of things that I'm working on the channel so that you kind of know what to expect. I've got a lot of new subscribers recently, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. As far as what I'm working on, you've been introduced to Kermit. That is the 72 Ford F100. Drug that out from under an apple tree in northern Idaho. Drug it down here on a trailer to Salt Lake City, where I live. Got that thing running, driving, stopping safely. It's now registered and insured. Next up, this is my 2015 Dodge Charger Pursuit Edition. This is the police cruiser, as what some people call it. All-wheel drive. It's got the 5.7 liter Hemi in it. Love this car. So it's fairly new to the fleet, and we're going to be de-deputizing this thing completely in an upcoming episode. I've already done some of the items, but we're going to lump it into a single video and show you guys the entire process. That's that guy. Underneath this cover right here is my long-term project. That is what I call Midnight Maroon. It's a 1979 Ford F250. It is the long bed edition. I prefer that. I'll say that on my channel several times. Lots of people won't even look at a truck unless it's a short box, but it is what it is. Not every truck is for every person. This one's mine. Midnight Maroon. It is a work in progress. It's been on jack stands for 3 years, and I am this close to driving this thing. So that's going to be coming up in a very soon episode as well. So stay tuned on that. Out here in the street, I have my 2016 Ram Rebel. That's an ongoing project as well. Not doing anything super crazy to that. That's kind of my daily driver. Oh, by the way, the 2015 Charger, that's my wife's daily driver. Yeah, she's that awesome. Out on the street, the other white car there is a 2000, it's either an 8 or a 9, I can never remember, Toyota Corolla. That's going to be the thing that funds my next project. I'm going to be prepping that thing to get it sold. There's some items on it that have to be fixed. We're going to do a little paint touch-up, and a tiny, and I mean tiny amount of body work. I am not a body guy. So that's coming up in an upcoming episode, and then we'll get that sold. That will be my funds for the next project. What is the next project? I have no idea. If you have ideas and you're fairly local to me, I'm looking for something that ran when parked, sitting out in a farmer's field, that sort of thing. That's what I kind of specialize in, at least at the moment. So looking for four-wheel drive, 60s, 70s, that sort of thing. Hoping to find four-wheel drive, but I'll take a two-wheel drive if I have to. Can be a long box, can be a short box, can be rusted, as long as it ran when parked and it hasn't been picked over for parts super heavily. That's what I am looking for. Anyway, this is Troy with Troy's Garage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys very soon in the next episode.